My name's David Robert Lane. What compels me to write is I've always been moved by words. I think songs and words carry a lot of weight, and I know they do in my heart. And I think that when I write, I'm able to invoke power in other people's minds and in their hearts, and I think that's powerful. Like, what more could you ask for? I wrote my poem, The Beast in the Dark. I was locked up doing just a little sentence, and I was in like a breaking barriers class, and I thought that, they asked, does someone want to say something at the graduation, and no one really raised their hand, so I said, hey, I'll say something. And I knew I kind of always had a knack for writing, and so I kind of got down to business, and I really wanted to portray addiction and what it was in my life, and how darkness seemed to always prevail. The reference towards S-O-N instead of S-U-N, the magnitude of light given off by my son devours the beast whole. It's the war of change I have won. Up to that point in my son's life, he was about probably 6 or 7 at that time when I wrote that, and I had not been a part of his life. Drugs and alcohol absolutely dominated me for a lot of years. And in writing that, I believed that there was a point in my life that I absolutely believed that my son had saved me, just being born. I've called him my lighthouse, me getting through the storm, because I can guarantee you this, that if I didn't have him, things would be a whole lot different for me today, because he was the motivation to wanting to be in his life. I mean, hence this poem and other things. The motivation in wanting to be a part of his life saved my life, because I absolutely was not concerned what happened to me. I just did not care what happened to me, but I absolutely did care that he had a dad, And today, we actually just dropped him off and had a wonderful weekend with him, right? And that only happened. I mean, that's grace. That's unmerited favor in my life. Because if I got what I deserved, I absolutely would not be sitting here talking to a camera right now. The beast is the darkness, man. The beast is absolutely something that dominated me, for a lot of years, and I couldn't even begin to describe it in its whole entirety, but I believe the beast has power to take people's lives from them. Take every breath they have. But I also believe that love wins and the light prevails in the end. I believe that. And then here's a picture of Junior and I when I was in prison. My son's mom always talked about it scared her. She saw how good I would do when I was locked up, have a glow about me, doing real well, and I messed up every time that I got out. Guys go to prison and they don't really care. They're using while they're down, drinking, using when they're inside, and they just don't really care anymore. And I said, this is probably going to be my last shot to change. I know I was staring down the barrel of another prison sentence, and I said, this is probably going to be my last shot to change. So I devoted every day to change, you know what I'm saying? And I have changed. I cut that charge over 4 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And I've been sober ever since. My sobriety date is August 1st, 2013. I don't ever want to forget where I came from, man. Eating out of a dumpster, you know what I'm saying? Because every dollar that I had went to alcohol and drugs, you know what I'm saying? Scaring society, taking what I wanted when I wanted it from whoever. It really didn't matter. I don't want to forget those things, man. So when I wake up in the morning, man, it's like here's another day that I've been given. Let's not take it for granted. Let's use every breath we have to maybe affect change in people's lives. And that's what I'm doing today. And that's what's keeping me sober. You know what I'm saying? This is the poem, The Beast in the Dark. If I were to step out, being myself minus the doubt, would the light shine as it's been said? Or would the beast in the dark continue to be fed? Fed by my hate and an injured soul, the beast in the dark has devoured me whole. He eats and eats, and over time it's become his decision if my light should shine. Darkness upon dark he's continually chosen. Deeper he pulls me, no light. I feel frozen. See, but the beast makes a mistake and looks at my eyes. The spark he sees scares him. I hear him scream, then cry. As the beast breaks, I see a sliver of light. I grab the beast's hand and he starts to fight. I drag him out of this dark and lonely pit. He screams and shouts and starts to spit. See, the magnitude of light given off by my son devours the beast whole. It's the war of change I have won. And it ain't over till I lay down to sleep, remembering we battle again tomorrow, never forgetting that the pit is dark and it is deep. I don't think that I was the only one writing that. I think that I was inspired by light. And what's more is I think that other people have needed to hear that poem. I've said that poem in a setting, and a woman came up to me with tears in her eyes thanking me that she heard it. You know what I'm saying? And that's powerful for me. You know what I mean?